Hi there, I'm Annie. Welcome to your yoga flow, where we'll focus on easing stress, anxiety, lots of tense feelings and thoughts. So, how we're going to get started today is lying on your back. When you are ready, you'll come down to your back with your feet a little wider than your hips and your knees bent. If you are not on a yoga mat, no worries. You can just take the feet a little bit wider than where they are. If you are in a yoga mat, outer edges of the feet, outer edges of your mat. Just hang out here with the knees touching, so a little knock-kneed position. Ideally, what this means is that you've just got a sliver of space between your low back and your floor, whether that's your mat or something else. Just breathe here. If it feels comfortable, you can take your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your heart. As you slow your breath, you can take your eyes downcast or perhaps closed. Feel your belly completely expand on the inhale, getting bigger, fuller. On the exhale, completely releasing. As you fill up with those big, deep belly breaths, hopefully you feel that massive expansion in the midsection of your body and then that complete release. Hopefully, what that does for you as well is starts to let your heartbeat slow. Our breath is our best anchor, our best resource to ease stress or anxiety. So, as you anchor in here, as you focus in the present moment, these four corners of your mat or your space around your body for just the next few minutes. See if you can use that breath as your anchor whenever things feel chaotic or stressful. You come right back to those big, deep belly breaths. Take one more wherever you are, feeling all the way up, emptying completely. When you're ready to move, you'll start to wiggle your fingers and toes, open your knees, take the knees and windshield wiper them all the way over to the right side of your mat or your space, then through center and all the way to the left. Whatever all the way means for you is totally fine. Whether that means the knees are still floating quite a bit off the floor, no problem. Whether that means you've come into a full twist, no problem. The next time your knees are all the way over to the right, hold them to the right and find a twist. Knees either touching the ground or hovering is totally fine. If you want a little bit more, you'll slip the right ankle on the outer left thigh. You can slip your hands onto your belly, go back to the one hand on your heart, or whatever makes best sense for you to open or close up that upper body. When you are ready, slip the right ankle off if it's there, knees come through center, and go all the way over to the left. Big deep breaths in that gentle supine twist, almost as if you're wringing out your spine like a washcloth from any stress or anxiety that's lingering today. As you come back center, bring your knees into your chest, hug your shins, and rock a little left to right. Just give that low back a little massage as you wake up the back of your body. Then you'll hold center and grab below your thighs. Switch your rock north to south. Give your spine a little love by rocking on it a few times, and then use momentum to rock and roll all the way upright. You'll take your hands behind you with your fingers facing forward. Your feet come wide again. You'll go back to those windshield wipers. So knees go to the right, knees come through center and go to the left. Hopefully it feels a little bit different. We're starting to open up the hips here. We're going to do some major hip opening. The hips are a place where we tend to hold a lot of stress. The hips tend to be kind of like the basement of our house where we end up just shoving all the stuff. So we're going to do some major hip opening today. This is warming you up for that. The next time your knees are to the right, hold them to the right, sit upright, and take a twist over that right shoulder. You can use your left hand outside the right thigh for a little support if you'd like. Then as you come through center, the knees will go all the way to the left. Same idea, sit up tall, twist to the left, right hand outside the left thigh for a little support. Then as you come center, you'll rock and roll forward, cross your ankles, and land in tabletop. Once you make it there with your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, drop your belly, lift your gaze, inhale, look up. Exhale, drop your head round and hollow out. You'll do that a couple more times, adding anything else that feels good. You can point the toes, you can flex the feet, you can shift the hips side to side, whatever feels best in your body. The next time you pass through neutral, right between those cat-cow shapes, hold right there as you pull your belly up and in with a nice flat back neutral spine. Walk your palms one palm print forward, spread out the fingers, grip through the finger pads, curl the toes, lift your knees an inch, then another inch, then another inch as you lift the hips high. Once the hips are high, 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 then you can think about straightening the legs. If the legs don't get straight, that's okay. Hips high is your priority in this first downward facing dog. It might feel good to pedal it out a little bit, to bend the knees side to side, to press the heels down. Your choice. Take one more big inhale here with your hips high. Exhale, heels lower just a little bit more. Next inhale, you'll slowly roll out to plank to the top of your push-up. Exhale, drop to the knees, to your chin, to your chest. Once you are all the way down onto the mat or your floor, slide your hands a little forward and wide and press up to your cobra. Maybe it's a small press to start. Maybe it's a little bigger if you're feeling warm and awake. Lower all the way to the mat. Curl the toes, send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Now, as you look forward between your palms, you're going to slide your right foot there. Pivot your left foot to about 45 degrees. With your hip bones squared towards the front of your space, you'll reach up and land in your warrior one. Big breath in as you reach up. Big breath out as you sink into that front knee. Next inhale, straighten that front leg, clasp the hands behind your back. Press the knuckles down and back as you lift and open your chest. On an exhale, rebend that front knee, hinge forward. You can either stop halfway, press the knuckles back, or fold all the way, right shoulder, right thigh. That clasp goes up to the ceiling for your humble warrior. If you like what that feels like in the lower body, but the clasp is too much, you can always take your hands tented surrounding that right foot instead. Take a big breath in your humble warrior. On your exhale, come back to your hinge. As you start to slide that back foot forward, you're going to undo your clasp, stand tall, and lift the left knee up to your chest. Grab that left shin. Now focus on finding your balance here. So gaze at something that's unmoving on your floor, maybe a few feet in front of you. Take a big breath in and then decide. You can either stay here or you can slip that left ankle on the outer right thigh and either sit tall or back hips low for a standing figure four. Take your time here. Every little wobble, every little wiggle, your body's message is fighting for you. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, that left foot's going to step back, ideally at the same time as your fingertips touch the floor. Big breath in that low lunge. Good work. Big breath out. Now, right arm will reach up to the ceiling if you need a little bit more height. That left hand might slip on a block if you've got one, or something else that's a little higher, like a book. Huge breath in. Exhale, right hand down. Now, the left foot is going to slip right next to the right to touch the right. Sink the hips back and low into your chair pose. Palms come to your chest. Slip the left elbow outside the right knee for a chair twist. As you press the palms, you think about twisting and opening. Big balance challenge here. You keep that twist. The left foot steps back to the lunge you were just in. Take a huge breath in. On your exhale, spiral open to your warrior two. This time your hips are open to the left as you sink nice and low into that warrior two. On an inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm comes up and towards the back of your space. Exhale, cartwheel down to that low lunge once again. Drop that left knee. And then you might want to heel toe the right foot a little bit to the right because your right hand is going to slip inside that right foot. So you'll need a little space. Now from here, this is your lizard pose. This might be enough for you. This might be perfect. You might instead decide to lift that back knee if it feels like you need a little bit more space or stretch on that left hip. You might instead decide to experiment with your range of motion. If you're doing that, palms come a little forward. See if you can drop the elbows a little bit or maybe all the way to forearms. If you've got some props nearby, like blocks, or again, even books, you could experiment with taking your palms on those to bring you a little higher, or the forearms on those to, again, add a little space or height. You're only here for one more inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands back and allow that right leg to go straight or straight-ish. Now, what you'll do here is drag the right ankle over to the left side of your space and switch the left hand over to the right side of your leg. This is going to fire up that IT band, your outer hip. It's going to say, hello, good morning. So if it helps, you can add a little bend and extend, or again, some blocks underneath your palms are great here. Take a giant breath in. On your exhale, right ankle stays where it is. You'll slide the right knee forward. As you fold up that right leg underneath you, inhale, lift and open your chest. Exhale, stay here or float forward any amount. You might come to forearms. You might be able to stack the palms and rest the back of your head, or your forehead on the back of the palms rather. Anything that feels good in this pigeon pose is appropriate. And that might mean a static hold, or it might mean shifting your weight a little side to side or forward and back. Again, we're getting into some hip openers here. We tend to, when things feel chaotic in our mind, in our upper body, tension in the shoulders, or even in our lower body, we hold it in the hips. So this is where you allow yourself a moment to release. Big breaths in and out. Take one more inhale in that pigeon, and then we're going to intensify this hip opening stretch. Press to your palms, shift your weight to the right. You'll slide that left knee forward. That left shin will either stack on top of the right shin, or the top ankle will slip underneath the bottom shin. So you are either in a fire log stack of your shins or an easy seat. Whichever you decide, your fingertips come in front of that shape to either stay or to walk forward any amount. That might be a few inches. You might be able to come to your forearms. You might again decide to use some blocks for a little bit of assistance. Take big breaths in and out. This tends to feel a little intense. So this is one of those poses where we sometimes get so far that we catch our breath and hold that in our chest. If you get to that spot, ease back just a little bit. I like to think about getting to the edge where it does feel like you're going to catch your breath. It's so intense. Back away half an inch or an inch. And generally that's the sweet spot where you can feel that tension release, or that balance between effort and ease. Oh, take one more inhale. On the exhale, sit tall, carefully uncross those legs, give them a little shake. And then you'll just slide the ankles to either side and make your way back to downward facing dog. Doesn't need to be graceful or beautiful. You'll just make your way there. And then find a moment to just pedal it out at any movement you'd like, and notice the difference between the sides. If you like a transition flow, you'll inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, drop knees, chin, chest. Press up to your cobra. If you prefer a chaturanga and upward facing dog, it's all yours. Lower all the way to the mat. Curl the toes, send the hips high. Downward facing dog. All right, same thing on the other side. Gaze forward. Left foot slides between the palms. Right foot 45 degrees. Think root to rise. Press through the feet. Allow that lower body to be your strength and stability as you rise to your warrior one. Drop your shoulders from your ears. Big reach up. On an inhale, straighten the front leg. Clasp your hands behind your back. Press the knuckles down and away from you. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, stay here or start to hinge forward. You might stop halfway. You might fold all the way to your humble warrior. It's totally up to you. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, start to lift back to that hinge. Slide the right foot forward. Undo your clasp. Lift the right knee to your chest. Grab that shin. Allow yourself a couple little wiggles or wobbles to get your footing, your bearings, and then either stay here or go for that figure four, standing or seat back and down, palms to chest. Big breath in. On your exhale, right foot will float back to your lunge. Ideally, your fingertips land at the same time. Big breath in, big breath out. Left arm reaches up for that low lunge twist. As the left hand comes back down, the right foot will join the left right into that chair position. Seat goes back and down. Palms to chest, right elbow outside the left knee. And your balance challenge. Big breath in here. Exhale. Keep the upper body as is. Right foot steps back. Whew. Big breath in, big breath out. As you pivot and plant that back foot, you'll open up, spiral in to your warrior two. Nice wide, stable stance here. Reverse your warrior, big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel those hands right back down to the mat. Drop the right knee, uncurl the toes. Heel toe that left foot to the left. Left hand slips inside the right. Okay, set up for your lizard. First of many hip opening stretches here. You can stay on palms. You could lift the back knee. You could also experiment with coming down to forearms. It's your choice here. Notice how it feels in that left hip, the top of the right thigh and hip flexor, and breathe into any of those spots that feel like they've gathered some stress. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, press to palms if you're not already there. Walk the hands back. Straight or straight-ish over that left leg. Slide the left ankle to the right. Switch the right hand to the left. IT band starts to light up. You can add any little wiggles or movements that feel good. Then the left ankle will stay on the right side of your mat as you slide the left knee forward. Inhale, press away from the mat. Exhale, stay or float forward any amount. Big breaths in and out into that pigeon. Allow your exhales to feel like they're traveling to any of those spots that are holding stress as you release them away. 1 inch, 1 breath, 1 exhale at a time. As you're ready, press to your palms, shift your weight over to the left. Right knee will slide forward. And again, you will either stack the shins on top of one another or that top ankle slips underneath the bottom shin. So either your fire log stack or your easy cross-legged seat. Fingertips in front to stay or to walk forward any amount. Breathe into those outer hips that suddenly started to grip and find tension again. Know where to release, when to let go. If tension is not serving you, which chances are it's not in your hips, it's not in your mind. If that stress is not productive for you, which 9 times out of 10 it's not, right? Let it go. Big breath in. On the exhale, sit upright. Shake out those legs. If you are not already cross-legged, you can find cross-legged position. We'll take 2 final big, deep breaths. Hopefully those hips feeling a little bit more opened up. On an inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh, all the way out. Last big inhale, gather up all that awesome energy, stress-relieving energy. You just put into your body, capture it between your palms, and seal it all in by drawing down to your heart. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.